just because you're a guy, you have to pay for everything.
Yeah.
I think that's long gone.
That's a form of currency to me. You know what I mean? To other men, it's like, I don't care. That's what you're meant to do. But me personally, that's a form of currency. I'll still pay.
So Bash wants to go Mayfair.
Mayfair?
Yeah.
Well, if my pockets are looking how it is now, then yeah, I'll pay.
As long as you're doing your bit, that's all that matters, man.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to London Talks. I've got my bro Ty with me today, and we've got something special, something different to talk about. I think it's gonna rattle a lot of cages, but
Is it different?
The reason why it's different is because we normally talk about more women, like on the women's side. Yeah, well, it's still relationships, but it's more on the women's side kind of thing. Now we're talking about, should men pay for everything in a relationship?
This is like a Twitter discussion.
This is definitely a Twitter discussion.
Yeah,
this is very Twitterishy.
It's one of them spaces.
Yeah,
they open up them spaces,
boy,
and they talk about it.
They all talk about it. It's a big discussion, but because you was the one that brought this you the one that started this discussion.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter the other day.
So I'm gonna let you go off.
I think it's more.
I should pay?
It depends. It's more. I think you have to go in like sections, as in, you're not in a relationship with the person. You're kind of exclusive, and then relationship. It's 3 different parts. You know, I feel like I think the most common argument what people do is who pays on the first date.
Okay, so starting from the beginning.
Beginning. Who pays on the first date? Now, me personally, if I've asked a girl out and I'm trying to, see where it's going, I'll pay. I'm always prepared to pay for everything. Let me say that. Because sometimes you might want to pay and a girl might be adamant to say, you know what, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay my way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like a guy should always be prepared to at least pay, especially if you've kind of initiated that first date.
Now, my take on that is, I agree with you, but some people might not agree with me what I'm going to say after this. But I personally think, even if she initiated, so she said, oh, like, I want to go cinema with you, like, let's go cinema next week Tuesday. People might not agree with me, but this is just how I am in it. Again, this is a girl that I like. Yeah. This isn't a girl that I'm just trying to, even if it was a girl that I was trying to, back in the day, years ago, just trying to smash, I'm not going to really go on dates and stuff. But this is a girl that I like. If she was the one, she came to me and said, let's go cinema, I'll still pay.
So Bash wants to go Mayfair?
Mayfair?
Yeah.
Well, if my pockets are looking how it is now, then yeah, I'll pay. But if it's something like that, then I would suggest something else. But
let's say she's adamant. She's like, nah, I want to go here.
Then again, you have to communicate and just be like, listen, we can go here, but like, I don't know if I can pay the whole 400, 500 bill with the drinks and everything adding up. That's just the realness of it. And
so you're saying that you would pay, or your aim is to pay as long as they're not taking the mick? Well, maybe not taking the mick.
Yeah, not taking the mick, but we're living within our means, like, you know what I mean?
But let's say she's up there.
If she's up there and I'm still down here, then anyone that's up there, they know that whoever they're talking to is what level they're at. So they might be a bit lower. They might not be making enough. So they wouldn't even come and be like, let's go Mayfair and expect me to pay for it if I'm only making £500 a month and she's making 10K.
So more or less, we agree with first date, a guy, more or less.
But do you agree with what I said though?
What if a girl,
if you was talking to a girl, you liked her, and then she said, oh, I want to go, let's say Nando's. I want to go Nando's. And you know that you're going to be spending £50.
On Nando's?
On that, just say £50.
What Nando's do you go to?
Bro, I order, man.
£50 on Nando's?
Not just by myself. I'm saying...
You and a person?
Yeah. Last time I went with Essie, it was about
man. That's
40-something pounds.
40-something pounds? So I went the other day, my mum and them, like, that run me £30-something, and I paid for 4 people.
It was under.
Even though there was 2 Nandinos. But still. Anyway, we're going off topic.
But yeah, so would you pay? Like, would your intention be at the end of this dinner, I'm gonna pay?
If I genuinely liked the person.
Yeah, if you liked her.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, we agree then. We agree with that.
Yeah.
I see a smirk on your face though. I don't know if you fully agree, but it's like,
No, more or less. Yeah.
I just think, not to sound all soppy, it's just the truth and it's just real shit. I just feel like as a man,
like I say, I'm always prepared to pay. Now I'm not one of them type. I'm gonna be honest in it. I'm not that type of person where I'm not gonna fight you to pay for the bill. If you want to pay your way, that is entirely up to you. I ain't got the time, ain't got the effort to be like, no, it's my cards. If you want to pay, that's good on you. But I would always be prepared.
No, facts.
To pay.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to argue over the bill, like, no, I'm paying. Like,
and to be honest, if it ever got to that,
yeah,
because it's got to that with me and Essie, but not like argument. But she's like, oh no, I'll pay.
Who's paying?
And then I'll be like, I'll pay. And then all it turned into is, you know what, cool, you get this one and I'll get the next one. It's as simple as that.
Can you imagine if they try to just call your bluff? Would they like, yeah, no, I'll pay. Oh, okay. I didn't expect that.
And then the next one's some mad expensive thing or something like that.
No, I'm talking about more where they might say it to act like they want to pay.
They're going to pay.
And then when you're like, okay, cool, yeah, you pay. And then it's like,
obviously, as a man, you want to be the provider, innit? You want to be the one to, no, I'll do it. But all right, cool, that's the beginning. What would you say?
That's another topic about being a provider.
No, but again, this is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Should guys pay for everything? I mean, paying for everything is being the main provider, the main, But then again, we might get to that. So what would you say the middle bit? So that's the beginning bit, which is like...
More like now you're kind of dating that person.
Okay. So it might be holidays?
I say before holidays, because let's kind of put holidays in the bracket of you're with that person. Even though we know people go on holidays when you're not together. But let's just put that in the bracket of, okay, cool. We're together now, so we can plan type of holidays.
Okay.
So let's talk more like dating. So it could be numerous dates. Could be like your bowling dates, golf, dinner dates, cinema, them type of getting to know each other type of things. I'm going to be honest with you. For me, it should be a mixture. I've just never been a type of person where it's all one-sided.
Yeah.
But because all you're going to be doing is more or less funding that person's life in that aspect. And me personally, I can't be with someone who I'm just paying for everything. You get what I'm saying? I like a person who you can get treated yourself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be where, okay, cool. Because it might end up being like you might pay for 3 things, but they might pay for 1. But when it's just that willingness to, you know what, I'm going to treat you a bit.
I 100% agree with you on that. I feel like when it comes to, again, you're not really saying relationship, you're like more on the talking stage, but it's exclusive, I think even if it, not to like jump the gun, but I feel like even if you are in a relationship, even if you're married, I feel like it's nice where maybe it's 70-30. 70% of the time, the man will pay. But 30%, the woman might, babe, you know what? I want to take you out for dinner tonight. You know what I mean? You know what? You've been an amazing boyfriend and husband, or you accomplished something and I want to treat you. I think that's nice because as a man, for one, what you said, like, it's nice to be treated and show like you're appreciated. And 2, for a man, no man wants to be with a woman.
It's like a burden.
Yeah, like a man wants to be with a woman that, he can provide and he can protect and love, but you also want to be with a boss, a woman that can hold her own.
But
you know what I mean?
Though? Some people are just brought up like that. As in, they expect the man to do everything.
Yeah. And
sometimes I can't really blame women because a lot of times it's like, oh yeah, my daddy said, I shouldn't be with anyone that can't buy me a house. Okay. Do you know where we live? Like, obviously, we're from London. It's not easy to buy a house.
Yeah,
like,
it's not easy.
You
to
get
buy
what
a
I'm
house in
saying?
London.
But
Trust
so
me.
you're not gonna be with anyone that can't buy you a house, you know? And it's a thing where it's like, you have to remember, we're not all, like, especially this is another thing that you see on social media. It's like everyone's millionaires or everyone's on more than like 60K, the way people talk. In real life, it's hard out here. Yeah, like people work hard for their money. You get what I'm saying? And it's a thing where it's like, if you're providing, like you got your own house, you got a car, like you're doing the stuff that you need to do. But now you need to pay for yourself and pay for this person all the time. It's, yeah, man. I just don't believe in that, to be honest.
I feel like
Has to be some give and take.
I feel like there has to be some give and take. I do feel like on the man side it is more give. I only say that because remember, for men, we are providers, innit? And for women, they're providers. Let's not get this twisted, but they pay in their own sort of currency, which will mean, you know, I don't want to go into this like 80s, 60s things where the woman stays home and.
But this is what I'm saying.
But I mean like the loving, the caring.
Of course, but you see when you say with that way, it's providers. Mentally, that always kind of sends me back to, okay, cool. If a guy's a provider, like I say, it's very different now. But a person who expects another person to just pay for everything, like you said, might be that provider. So that means, what are you doing? Are you now going to be out there working as much as that guy, could be earning as much money, but you don't spend a penny?
Yeah,
I don't agree with that at all.
Let me give you I'm really good at like analogies and stuff. I don't know why, but let me give you an analogy with this. This is the best way to kind of put it. The man would, again, I'm only analogy speaking hypothetically. The man would buy the home, and then the woman would make it homely. Does that make sense?
Some women.
Yeah, some women, but obviously we're only we're only talking about those women, like the real ones. Like the man will buy the home, and then the woman will make it homely. And by homely, getting a bit deeper, she'll cook. You come home from a long day, you got dinner there. Like we know that feeling of a flipping long day.
But then again,
you come home, babe. Do you want some like dinners in the oven? In the microwave.
But this is where the world's just completely different now. Because women will work just as much as men. Yeah. So you're both getting back at the same time. Dinner's not cooked. Yeah. So it's either it's a takeaway or someone needs to cook when we both get back at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that means dinner's not ready until 7:30 earliest. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of people are not stay-at-home people anymore, whether that's men or women. Unless, obviously, you might have children where, obviously, you're looking after them to a certain age.
But see, I'm kind of going off topic here. Well, obviously the topic is should man provide, but I can say on that, I feel like the reason why women now, because I agree with you, but on the other side, I feel like the reason why women are more being the providers now is because when they get with certain guys, those guys are not providers.
No, of course.
You feel me?
So I just feel like now it's more, and this is how it should be. The world is slowly becoming more equal. Yeah. So women are having equal opportunities. Yeah. Now I'm all for equal opportunities, but you can't have the mindset of, I want equal opportunities, but you still want to live in the, a man should pay for everything and I shouldn't do all of that. Oh yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just like saying
you can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah, it's like saying a man shouldn't clean and wash and make dinner and take care of the kids. He should just
Don't get me wrong. Like, I think we're in a bit where we was talking about dating.
Yeah, we're in the date. Yeah, we're in the dating bit.
A guy is always naturally going to do a little bit more. It's just nice, and to take it from a guy's perspective, it's nice when you're doing a little bit as well. Because sometimes when you do that little bit, it makes a guy do even more. Because you're showing the willingness to, you know what, I'm going to treat you as well. It's not always, it's not just me. Like, you go out to a nice, expensive restaurant, and let's say your thing's going to run you about £50. So, it's not just £50. You know, straight away, that's the bills. And then you want to go out again during the week. that could be another £40 each. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of, for a guy, it's overthinking. And a guy, obviously, you know how we are. We're not going to show you that. But then now, let's just say, for example, a guy might not have that type of money, but because he wants to try stay, you know, at that level, you don't know what they're going to be going through to try make sure they can spend that money on you.
Yeah, credit cards.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Credit cards and everything like that, putting themselves in unnecessary debt. And yeah, a woman might be like, well, you know, why didn't you just say anything? But if you've put into that guy's head that, raw, this is something that you have to do, that's something that they're going to try and do. You get what I'm saying? Like, just sometimes take that burden off them and just treat them as, especially if you got it. Like, don't get me wrong, if you haven't got it and the guy's got it, then it is what it is. But if you've got it, treat the person as well, man.
I want to move on to the next step, but I just want to speak on that real quick, not even a long thing. Even when you've got it, it's still nice. Even when you've got it,
of course,
it's still nice. Like, for example, I know I can buy those 60, 90, 100 pound pair of trainers and it's not a sweat for me. But it's just nice when your girl goes and gets it sometimes. And you know what, babe, I surprisingly got you those trainers you've been looking at for the last couple of months. It's just nice. I know I can get it, but she got it. It's just a nice gesture, right? So let's move on to
a relationship.
Now, relationship.
So should we more talk about, because now if you're in a relationship, you might be kind of leaning more towards where you might be living with each other now. So how do you think like bills, for example? How do you think that should go? Let's just say like it could be either you're paying rent, it could be a mortgage. How do you think that should go?
Okay, let's do with rent, because a lot of obviously young, not even young, just relationships, they're renting, right? Now I think with the whole renting situation and
50-50.
bills and
someone say 50-50.
Mate, I wouldn't even say that, you know.
You know the reason why I say that? I don't know when this is going to come out, but you know there's that kind of uproar with Kretz.
Yeah.
His girl, where everyone was upset because they pay 50-50 for nursery fees.
Yeah.
And that made me laugh, because there was people that made like a whole chat basically trying to gun him, like proper, like, you know, he's a millionaire, he should pay. Like, this is another thing. If you've got it, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
however, I feel like some people are so narrow-minded where you don't know what else he's doing. Just because they're paying 50-50 for one certain thing, you don't know what else he's doing. You don't know if he's bought her a house. You don't know if he pays her full rent.
Or if he's putting money in an account for her every single month.
Exactly. So you're just looking at a small thing where it's like, oh, look, he's a millionaire. Why are they paying 50-50? I feel like if you live in a place together, I personally feel like, cool. As long as each other's got it, like, and your thing. Because at the end of the day, if you're with someone, your money's kind of together. You know, boom, go 50-50. And then now, if you need to top up on any other things, then you do that. Or however you kind of want to work it out. But you have to try and make it as fair as possible.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you don't want to leave yourself in a space where, and this is more for women, if a guy is paying for everything, it's kind of like he owns it. And you know, a lot of guys are going to kind of be like, listen, well, I pay for all of this.
Yeah, facts. No.
You get what I'm saying?
You have to keep those things in mind. Like, not all guys are like that. You know what I mean? There are actually some decent guys that don't think like that. But there are a lot of guys that, because they're paying majority
or everything,
they're just like,
this is mine.
Like, who are you talking to? You're in my house, you know. Even though they live together, this is my house. What are you doing?
And also as well, like I've got a couple friends who live with husbands, boyfriends, and because the husbands and boyfriends are providers, they're scared if anything was to, that they might not be happy in a relationship, but if anything was to go wrong, they will feel like they've lost everything.
Oh, there's a lot of relationships.
So you're gonna now stay in that situation with the fear of losing everything.
Yeah.
That person now is, and this is where it sounds good having a provider, but then it's like that provider can take everything away from you.
Yeah, of course. That's why it's always good for women or even men as well, because there's men that's on the other side. you have your own stuff going on. But what I would say is I agree with you with that. I definitely agree with you. I feel like though, if both parties are making the same amount, let's say they're both bringing in
let's get a round figure, say 2 bags.
Yeah, 2 bags. They're both bringing in 2 bags. They're both going 50-50 on the rent. I personally feel like the man should pay, it should be 60-40. It should be a little bit more on the man. Let me tell you the reason why though. I'll tell you the reason why. The reason for that is because we need to remember when it comes to things like cooking, cleaning, and I can only speak, let me just speak on my situation.
Yeah.
I can only speak on my situation to make it a lot easier, yeah? Now, obviously, I make more money than my partner. Not for long. Hopefully, she will make more or be on the same level real soon, but I make more. So, of course, I'm expected to pay more, right? And I'm happy to do that. But even if she was making maybe even £500 less than me, I would still have it how it is because I will come home from personal training or the gym and she's cooked something. She's done this. She's tidied up this. I tidy up all the time. I don't cook as much. But those little things, making your home homely, that's a form of currency to me. You know what I mean? To other men, it's like, I don't care. That's what you're meant to do. But me personally, that's a form of currency. Does that make sense?
But this is where obviously that's where everyone's situation is different, isn't it? Like me talking about myself, I cook. I cook every single week. It depends, the time I come home and everything like that. I cook all the time. I clean. So it's a thing where, for me, because I do them things anyway, it's kind of like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like 50-50 thing. Yeah. But like I say, that's just more with, it might not be everything. But let's say if you've got a house and both parties are more than capable of doing it, and that's the key thing, like what you said. If you know your partner, you're going to put them out of pocket, then obviously you're going to make other arrangements.
Of course.
I'm never saying stuff where it's like, yeah, 50-50, it has to always be 50-50. No.
Yeah.
As long as both parties can do it and it's comfortable, yes. Because you're going to end up doing more in other aspects anyway.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they cannot do it, then, okay, cool. Let's make it reasonable. How much can you put in? Or if I do this, you know what I'm saying? You might say, pay for the Sky or the broadband and, things add up. Parking.
Communication arrangements and you go forward from there.
But I just don't ever believe where just because you're a guy, you have to pay for everything. Yeah. I think that's long gone. From when everybody wants equal rights and it should be like that, you can't still be, okay, I want to go further this way, but I still want to stay behind this way.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Cool. Tell me this then. Let's move into the marriage side of things.
I'm not gonna lie. You see,
I feel like we might have different opinions on this.
But you see, with me, like, my kind of thoughts on marriage anyway.
Yeah.
I don't see any difference between marriage and being with someone who, like I say, remember my mentality.
Yeah.
I would only be with someone who I feel like I want to be with you for the rest of my life. So already, I'm more or less married, if that makes sense. Like, I don't need no legal papers to tell me, boom, you're with this person. Because I'm not going to change. I'm going to be exactly the same. So whatever I do in a relationship, and like I said, I'm not talking about no silly relationship.
Do you know what it is? It's going to come off topic, but this kind of came to me just the other day, where the difference between being in let's say, a relationship, they're not married, they've been together for 10 years, compared to someone that's been married and they've been together for 10 years. The difference is that when you're single, you're able to just cut if you want to. There's no, when you're not single, sorry. When you're in a relationship, you're able to just cut. A 10-year relationship, you're able to cut. There's nothing tied. There's nothing for you to be like, oh yeah, let me try again, other than, okay, love. But when you're married,
you got the divorce.
You get the divorce, but when you're married, it's just like, it's just different. Like, it's a different commitment. Like, you're more willing to work on the relationship than when you're just in a relationship.
But you see me, and like I say, this is where I can only speak for myself. I'm always going to have the same mentality whether I'm married or not. This is why I don't feel like...
I hear that.
Yeah, like I probably want to get married type of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because my mentality is exactly the same. It's not going to change. That piece of paper is not going to make me act any different to how I was before.
I'm not going to lie, fam. When you see that piece of paper, you see divorce and you see 50... They're going to take your money, that'll make it change.
No, of course. But you see, even with that though,
like
you could be in a relationship, but you got a mortgage together. So a lot of the things that you go through, the only thing that's going to be different is the fact that you have divorce. But if you are together, but you got children, you got a mortgage, you got money that you've made together, you now still have to separate that. You still will have to go to court and everything. You get what I'm saying?
Again,
the only thing with marriage, you know, unless you've spoke about certain things before, maybe prenups and red.
Well, the only thing I can say that I feel like if someone was watching this and they're currently married and stuff, and the only argument they can come towards with what you're saying is the difference is, you know, if they're religious, God is in between that. Because remember, when you get married, and it's within,
of course,
in front of God.
But this is why I can only speak for myself, and I say me and my mentality is I'm going to treat you exactly the same. So that piece of paper or the government, like you say, of course, it is more religious and everything like that. But I'm going to treat you the best I can, whether I'm in a relationship or married.
So you're saying that when it comes to should a man pay for everything if he's in a relationship, even when it comes to marriage, it's still basically the same.
So
if you're making more than your girlfriend, you know, you'll pay a bit more, but she will also handle her.
Naturally. But then it's like I say now, because like I say, women well, not as much, but they're making bread. Because then we can turn around and say, well, is it a thing where if a woman is making much more than you, should she be paying majority? That's like, what does people think about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say she's on, I don't know,
like a double standard sort of thing.
$4,500 a month, but you're on 2. Should you still be paying majority?
Yeah.
Now, it's very debatable. Some people have
conversation we could have. Yeah, it is
some
debatable.
people have the old school mentality. Well, it doesn't matter how much you earn. Man has to be a provider because it don't make you feel as much of a man.
Yeah,
like
you're not masculine. You're not like taking.
Like I say, them things there. I don't like. I say for me, I can only speak for myself. It don't bother me.
Okay,
I'm happy that my partner is very successful because they might be making $4,500, but you might have just starting up your own business where you're starting up on this. So obviously you have to take a couple steps back.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So yeah, man, I got a question though. Do you feel like you could be with someone who has the mentality of a guy should just pay for everything and I shouldn't, you know, put my hand in my pocket at all?
Now, I personally feel like if they are bringing value, and when I say value, they are doing everything else.
Like what?
What? Remember what I said? Like a home, you buy the home and you make the home homely and doing the kids, making sure the kids are good, picking them up and just really being there.
So you're basically saying unless they're a housewife.
Exactly. But wait. I don't want no housewife. I don't. Like maybe this is just the generation we live in. But I don't want a housewife. I want more of like a 50-50 sort of thing. So she has a business. She knows how to make her money. She's got her own, but she's also motherly. She's also a wife. She does the things that, you know, a husband would want. It's not just like what you said before. When you go home, she goes home, comes home at the same time as you.
Do you know what? I feel like everyone has like their different versions of 50-50. And I feel like our versions of 50-50, it's not 50-50 where it's like financially, like everything we pay for is 50-50. It's more, you do your bit. If you get what I'm saying, as in like we say with rent, let's say we pay for the majority of the rent and the bills and everything like that. They put in whatever they need to put in. However, they're doing a little bit more on this side and we might be putting a little bit there.
Yeah.
That's kind of my 50-50. You get what I'm saying? So when I say 50-50, that's what I mean. You know, they might put a little bit more in this way and vice versa. Because
I think what a lot of men, or just people in general, that there's different types of currency. Like once you see it like that, that's when you're just like, oh, you know what? Okay. Not just, because I'm paying the bills and everything, then I'm in charge. No, like when you pay the bills and you pay for the shopping, who's the one that's going to be making the food? Who's the one that's going to make the house homely? Who's the one that's going to... But it's more going to be the girlfriend and the wife.
I feel like this is where you see if you're compatible with some people.
Yeah,
you know, like what you said. Yeah. You don't really cook like that. So you obviously want more of a person that rather when you come home, hard day at work, cook, boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
Me, because I know I can do all of them things. No one can come to me and say, well, yeah, I'll just cook you food every day. And no, because I can do it myself.
No, but that's the thing though. I can do it myself, but do I want to? Do I have the time? Do I have the energy? Because after I've had a long day of recording and personal training and working out, when I get home, I don't have the energy to cook.
I do it. And I think that's more maybe because, obviously when I used to have my daughter every single week, I had to. You get what I'm saying? And I don't mind cooking. Not saying that it's not nice to come home to a nice cooked meal, but if that's all someone was going to offer me, I can just do that, but you have to provide everything else. But you're more than capable of...
That's not enough value.
It's not enough.
Facts. No. I hear you on that.
That's not my currency.
I hear you on that. Because when you do think about it, like, for example, my thing with that is cleaning. I actually like cleaning. I find it like therapeutic. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Because I can just play my music. Like even today before you came here, played my music, blasting it through the speakers, cleaning, all of this stuff, right? There's other guys, they don't clean, but their girlfriend or their wife will clean. So they see it as a big currency. Where me, I'm like, I'll clean myself. What do you mean? That's not a problem.
But this is what we're saying, where everyone's different. I just feel like different, man. As long as you're doing your bit, that's all that matters, man.
Alright, cool. Well, I think throughout the whole video, like, we've kind of been on the same page. I think a lot of you guys agree with us. I hope so anyway. And if not, leave a comment down below. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. Like, it's completely fine. This is a discussion. We're having a conversation. And I think that's literally it. Do you want to end anything? Say anything at all?
No.
Alright, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And you see us in another episode. All right. Peace.